Chocolate contains a molecule called theobromine. Humans metabolize it in a few hours. Cats take days. It accumulates in the bloodstream, attacking the nervous system and the heart at the same time. The result is tremors, an uncontrollable heart rate, seizures, and cardiac arrest. Dark chocolate is the most dangerous. A single ounce contains enough theobromine to kill a small cat. Milk chocolate is less concentrated but still toxic. Even white chocolate, which contains very little theobromine, carries enough caffeine to cause serious damage on its own. There is no antidote. Treatment is entirely symptomatic. Vets try to slow the heart, control the seizures, and wait. Cats have the same enzyme humans use to process alcohol, just a fraction of the amount. Their liver breaks down ethanol at roughly a quarter of the human rate, and they weigh almost nothing. 1 teaspoon of whiskey is enough to cause respiratory failure in a small cat. The body shuts down in sequence: coordination first, then temperature regulation, then breathing. There is no drunk phase. There is just a cat that stops functioning. What makes this particularly dangerous is that alcohol isn't only in drinks. It's in mouthwash, certain medications, fermented foods, and raw bread dough, which produces ethanol as it rises inside the stomach. Caffeine blocks the receptors that keep the heart and nervous system calm. In a cat, this causes the heart to accelerate past what the body can sustain. A cat's resting heart rate is already between 140 and 220 beats per minute. Caffeine doesn't speed up a slow engine. It overclocks a fast one. The symptoms progress quickly: hyperactivity, tremors, rapid breathing, collapse. In documented cases, cats have died from ingesting a single caffeine tablet. The source doesn't matter. Coffee grounds left in a filter, tea bags on the counter, energy drinks, certain weight loss supplements. The molecule is identical. The outcome is the same. Onions contain organosulfur compounds that, once digested, enter the bloodstream and bind to hemoglobin, the protein inside red blood cells that carries oxygen. They don't destroy the cell immediately. They deform it from the inside, creating structures called Heinz bodies, brittle, misshapen cells that the spleen identifies as defective and eliminates. The cat loses red blood cells faster than it can produce new ones. This is called hemolytic anemia, and it develops silently over several days. By the time symptoms appear, pale gums, weakness, labored breathing, the damage is already extensive. The form doesn't matter: raw, cooked, powdered, or as an ingredient in baby food, which has historically been a source of poisoning in cats given human food. Garlic works through the same mechanism as onion: organosulfur compounds, Heinz body formation, hemolytic anemia. The difference is potency. Garlic is approximately 5 times more toxic per gram than onion. A single clove is enough to initiate the process in a cat of average size. Garlic powder is more concentrated still. A small pinch carries the equivalent of several cloves. What makes garlic particularly dangerous in practice is that it appears in almost everything: broths, sauces, marinades, processed meats, and seasoned foods that owners share with their cats without realizing what's in them. The anemia it causes can become severe enough to require a blood transfusion. The toxic compound in grapes has not been identified. Science knows that grapes cause acute kidney failure in cats. It knows this happens consistently across different breeds, sizes, and ages. It does not know which specific molecule is responsible or why some cats seem unaffected while others go into renal failure after a small amount. Because the mechanism is unknown, there is no established safe dose, no threshold below which grapes can be considered harmless. Kidney failure in cats presents within 24 to 72 hours. Vomiting, extreme lethargy, loss of urine output. When the kidneys stop filtering, toxins remain inside the body. The prognosis depends almost entirely on how quickly treatment begins. A raisin is a grape with the water removed. Whatever compound in grapes triggers kidney failure is now present in a smaller, denser, more concentrated form, in something that is easy to drop, easy to overlook, and easy for a cat to eat off the floor without anyone noticing. The timeline and the outcome are identical to grapes. The quantity required to cause damage is smaller. Raisins appear in trail mix, granola bars, baked goods, and cereals, foods that sit on counters and tables in most households. A single raisin is considered a potential toxic dose for a small cat. Xylitol is a sugar alcohol, a synthetic sweetener used in sugarless gum, certain peanut butters, toothpaste, chewable vitamins, and hundreds of other products. In humans, it has almost no metabolic effect. In cats, the body misidentifies it as real sugar and triggers a massive insulin release. Blood glucose collapses. Hypoglycemia sets in. Confusion, loss of coordination, seizures. At higher doses, xylitol appears to cause direct liver damage through mechanisms that are still being studied. The organ begins to fail not from overuse, but from direct chemical injury. The danger with xylitol is that it is not labeled consistently. Products listed as an ingredient among many others. Some brands of peanut butter, a food commonly given to cats and dogs, contain it without obvious warning. Collapse can occur within 30 minutes of ingestion. 8 foods. 8 different ways your kitchen becomes a threat. Some act in minutes. Some take days. Some leave no warning at all. One hasn't even been explained by science yet. Part 2 covers what most owners never check: medications, plants, and household products that work the same way and are harder to avoid. Subscribe if you want every hidden danger explained in one place. Part 2 is already in production,